everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reading Tick-Tock by junkookpls on Wattpad, and it is a Drarry Fanfiction if you can't tell by the title or by what you see. But yeah, you know your girl loves Drarry. Anyways, I did a texting story on YouTube, and I decided not to continue it because I started getting, I didn't really want to, do that anymore. So, yeah. Now I'm moving on to reading. I've actually been on Wattpad for almost 8 months already. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but probably not. Anyways, I've been on Wattpad for 8 months already because I feel like this is, I like these books, not, my school books and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna read chapters. I don't know, depends. But yeah, hope you enjoy. Chapter 1. Hey Harry! Ron nudged Harry with his elbow, causing Harry to teeter towards his right. Harry stopped staring at the Hogwarts Express and looked over at his best friend. He raised an eyebrow as if to say what. Where's Hermione? Ron now asked, scanning the crowd again for a certain brunette. I'm not sure, Harry shrugged and pulled his luggage closer to him. Hedwig hooted impatiently at his feet, clearly stating that she wanted to get on board. Boys, what are you still doing out here? Miss Weasley snapped out of nowhere, walking towards them. Waiting for Hermione. She's already on board. I saw her get on with... Oh, who was it? Come on, Ron. Hermione's fine, Harry explained hastily, picking up Hedwig's cage and his luggage. Go! Ron's mother pushed them forward, seeming to forget her train of thought, and they soon joined the line of kids who were slowly getting on board the Hogwarts Express. Who do you think she got on with? Ron asked quietly as they finally got on the first step. I don't know, Ron, Harry mumbled inaudibly, looking around as they boarded the train. Pressure was building in his chest. Let's go to the back. Fixing his grasp on Hedwig's cage, they both made their way down the train to the last compartment. Harry tried his best to ignore the whispers and stares as they made their way to their destination. He predicted this, knowing that since he won the Triwizard Tournament last year and announced the return of Voldemort, he would still be the topic of many conversations. As they reached for the caboose, Hermione was already sitting in her normal seat. I've been waiting for you guys, she explained, throwing down her quibbler and walking toward them. We didn't know you got on already, Harry explained, as he sat Hedwig on the cushion while placing his luggage above his head. Ron threw himself down on the seat closest to the door, his bags thrown lazily on the floor. For heaven's sakes, Ron, Hermione mumbled as she pushed his stuff to the side and sat beside him. Silence filled the compartment. Ron shifted uncomfortably. Hermione brought the newspaper up close to her face, and Harry was twiddling with his thumbs. What is up with them? Hermione thought to herself while reading the same line over and over again. Why didn't Hermione wait for us? Or me? Ron thought stubbornly and crossed his arms. He huffed and looked over at his best friend. Harry was thinking about how their 5th year at Hogwarts is going to be like. This doesn't seem right. Something seems different, he thought, still twiddling with his thumbs. Well, it had been different ever since Harry learned about the Order of the Phoenix. I didn't complain, though. I mean, I got what I wanted, didn't I? Pansy asked, causing most of the crowd of Slytherins to laugh. Most. Draco Malfoy was sitting near the back of the group, deaf to the group, as they shared their personal anecdotes of what they did over break. Draco couldn't afford messing around this year. this year, he thought to himself. I'll be welcome. My father will see my true power. He smirked at the thought. Oh, how he can't show up to his demanding father. The noise and sirens died down, and the kids started to split up and divide around the large compartment. Hey, Draco heard a soft voice say, and looked over to see Pansy making her way towards him. He glanced sideways at her, folded his arms, and looked out the window. He felt Pansy shift uncomfortably, but stayed glued to her spot. Hear my story. Ha! Got about 30 galleons on just one day. Her smile vanished as soon as she realized Draco wasn't paying attention. Draco, will you stop? He snapped. Leave me alone. He stood up and left her sitting there dumbfounded. Serves her right, he thought viciously. He opened the compartment door and slammed it shut with a thud. He didn't know where he was going. He just wanted to get out of that room, away from Parkinson. Care for any treats, sir? The plump woman asked him as he made his way down to the tight corridor. Draco waved her off and continued walking. Do you think you know who is really back? A scared first year asked her peer as Draco walked past them. Draco smirked, an idea formulating in his head. He is, the older stood there and sneered, looking down at the small girls. They shrieked and looked at him with disgust. Draco smirked return, and he continued walking down the hall, knowing exactly where he was going. All throughout the compartments, Draco heard similar rumblings. Do you believe you know who? Harry killed Cedric, didn't he? The Potter kid bitter. Everything was either the Dark Lord or Potter. Draco cringed at the words his fellow classmates were muttering. If only they knew. If only. When he was getting closer to the back of the train, he started peering through the windows, trying to see who was there. Potter and his friends were always down here. The last compartment door was open, but there was only silence. He knocked mockingly at the open door and swung around the frame, facing the Mudblood, the Weasel, and St. Potter. 3 of them looked up unamused. Draco crossed his arms and leant on the doorway. What do you want? Granger asked, flipping through the Quibbler. Typical. Draco rolled his eyes. I just wanted to see my favorite people, he said innocently and glanced towards Potter. Potter, his voice was laced with venom. You should take a stroll. You're the subject in almost every conversation I've heard so far today. His smile turned coy as he noticed the blush form on Gryffindor's face. Leave, Malfoy. We don't want you here, Harry stated, ignoring Malfoy's comment. Yeah, I can tell, he said sadly. Not very welcoming, are you? He was still looking at Harry. Harry took a deep breath, fighting to keep his wand stationary under his coat. Draco looked up and out of the window. Hills were flooding the view, and he got a glimpse of the castle. We're here. Already. Where has the time gone? I'd best be on my way. I'll see you guys at dinner. He made a thudding noise to signify his goodbye. His audacity! Hermione spoke up, folding the Quibbler and crossing her arms across her chest. What did he mean by you being the subject of every conversation, Harry? Ron asked while standing up to slip his robes on. Harry only shrugged while massaging his scar, which had started to burn in the middle of the conversation. Hermione eyed him carefully as he did so. I guess ever since I declared that Voldemort was back. Both Harry and Hermione cringed at the name, but Harry ignored them. And bringing back Cedric's body back. He took a deep breath and slipped his robes on. Hogwarts was just outside his window. Ignore them, Harry, Hermione advised as they began to fall out of their compartment. Ignore them. Right, Harry told himself. Ignore them. They're just jealous. Wait, did I really think that? Why would they be jealous, seeing a friend getting killed in front of their eyes, witnessing Voldemort's return and dueling with him? Come on, Harry, keep moving. Hermione pushed him forward. Harry shook his head and advanced forward. The three hurried out of the train and walked to find an empty carriage. Only the last few were open, and as the trio advanced forward, Harry saw something unfamiliar. "What are those?" Harry asked timidly as they boarded the last one. "What are what?" Ron looked at him, concern rushed over his face. Harry ignored the look and pointed to the skeleton horse thing pulling the carriage forward. "I don't see anything." But Harry looked back at the horse, or at least what he thought it was a horse. "Why can't I see them?" "Drop it, Harry." Hermione gave a pointed head look, a look that Harry was all too familiar with. He scowled at his friend. All throughout the summer, they never owled him, and when he arrived at number 12 Grimwald's place, they had the same look on their faces. Pity. Harry was sick of it. He wasn't even sure they believed that Voldemort is actually back. No matter what the Order had told them. They were silent on the way up to the castle. Harry didn't look at either of them until the carriage stopped abruptly. Ron and Hermione shared a glance as they hurried off the carriage, and in silence they walked into Hogwarts. Harry breathed and closed his eyes. He was home. Okay, I'm just gonna read one chapter today because I don't know, I just feel like it. Anyways, I might post tomorrow chapter 2. And yeah, I think I am so far liking this book. It doesn't mention any Drarry, but Harry blushed at Draco's comment. That's all. But that's fine because they're taking it slow. Anyways, yeah, I really hope you enjoy it. It actually has, let me check. It has a lot of chapters. I have no idea how many, but yeah. I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or maybe later, like when I get home. Cause right now I'm not home. I'm at my grandma's house, and yeah. So when I get home, I'll read you guys the chapter. So yeah, goodbye.